Today we are going to be looking at videography in digital age. My name is Penio Albert and I have my mates.
I am Faith Kwelum. I have been in the videography department for quite a time and it has been an awesome experience.
My name is Colin Praise and I have been in the media CDP for 4 years and I've learned how to be creative with the camera, with angles and different camera movements.
Lastly, I'm Orlando and I'm in the ICT CDP for quite a while now. Let's get started.
That's great. Let's kick off by starting with what indeed is videography. We've heard of videography. Just a debrief of what videography really is.
Videography deals with the art of creating moving images with or without video.
For me, videography is, like she said, creating moving images, which are pictures that just move fast and you can see, because when you break them down, you see frames of different images. So you can see the first image like this, second image like this, second image like this, and they keep moving until you finish the frame.
Mr. Lando, do you have any opinion about it?
My idea is similar to theirs. Basically, images are moving, like moving images, as she said, with or without audio. That's the fascinating part of videography.
Okay, but if we look at the word videography, see we have two words. We have the video and we have the graphy. Yeah. So I'm sure it symbolizes something, right?
Video is kind of related to moving pictures because you take a scene, then you add it to another scene, which like moving from one scene to another.
Okay, the word videography is coined out from two words, video and graphy. Graphy means writing, while video is got from the word vid, which means to see. So you're seeing a graphical representation of a script. So you can see the boy is entering the room. Putting it in video terms, the camera is showing the boy from the door entering the room to sit down or to do anything.
As we were speaking, just taking back to the Latin root words and all of that. So, but it's undeniable that there is a great increase in the rise of short form contents. If we go on YouTube Short, Reels, we see this 30 seconds video. Don't you think this affects the human mind?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what are the ways or what are your recommendations on how to resolve this? Because teenagers right now can't focus for too long. And this is as a result of social media, the short form content they consume.
Yeah, for me, I'll start by recommending meditation, as it's scientifically proven that it increases the amount of gray matter on the brain, which basically increases our attention span and our ability to learn things faster. Secondly, I think it's reduce your multitasking, like limit multitasking. Right? We should learn how to do, like, in order to counter this issue of limited, brain, what do you call it again?
Your attention span.
Yeah. Right? So let's start by, doing things one time, doing things at a time, right? Instead of gathering a lot of tasks and doing it at the same time.
For me, I think we should stop watching maybe those short videos for a while so that we can get back to our normal self, because the human mind is built to focus on a thing per time. And also multitasking can help us, because when we do two different things at a time, we are meditating, we are walking, you can divide your mind. You can focus in a class for 6 hours, 7 hours without drifting.
What are the essential skills needed as a young videographer? Like, I want to become a young videographer now. What are the essential skills I need to become a videographer?
One basic essential skill as a videographer is to be creative. I'll refer back to the first point, which says the rise of short film content. When the human mind is adjusted to just 30 seconds, 1 minute video, if you are not creative within the first 10 seconds, they are going to scroll up and just leave your content, and you're going to run down. Your market is going to go down. But if you're creative within the first 10 seconds to 15 seconds, you can see a good creative shot. You can say, let me watch it to the end. Because I am an example. When I'm on TikTok or anything and you scroll up, you see it's not interesting. You just keep scrolling, and you just forget about that thing.
Another for me, I would say is learn all this video editing software. Learn how to utilize it in the right order.
Okay.
You know, in a lot of these TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, and so on, they're like, we are drawn to like all these cool edits,
all this
right,
the motion graphics. Yeah.
So, in order to be a successful videographer as young people, try going for things that people kind of admire, like all these edits now. And you can have something like that if you don't know how to properly utilize all this video editing software. So I think that's an important step to take.
Colin talked about creativity. You talked about having these skills on how to edit.
That's
okay. Faith, what's your
Another
take?
skill can be being patient, because it's not every time you get what you want, and being patient in relation to having an imaginative mind or a creative mind, because when you are patient enough, you are able to think of other ways to shoot the video to captivate the audience or keep them still in watching till the end and not just scrolling. And
I think to explain more, being patient, you as a videographer or photographer, this applies to the media world. If you're capturing an emotion, you have to wait to get that emotion. That means your mind has to be there. If not, you're going to miss that emotion. You can't replay it again. So that is how to be sharp, because you are being patient at that moment, and by the time you see that emotion, you take it, and that's it.
Speaking of emotion, I another skill I think that probably would be relevant in video editing to capture emotions is adding music and sound.
Adding music, right? Yeah, it actually sets the pace.
There are some scenes, like, let's say, it depends. Happy scene, there's this happy vibe, sad, love, romantic, all this stuff. Yeah, music definitely adds a taste.
To wrap things up, I do appreciate your point. I do appreciate your recommendation. I hope with this you've been able to know how to improve your attention span, because we've mentioned being able to meditate, and you mentioned so these are, once we utilize this, we can be able to improve our attention span. Another one is we should also, as a teenager, if possible, stay off social media, because social media is full of lots of short form content within 30 seconds, and this would hamper our ability to concentrate on things, because why? Our psychology, our mind is being wired in such a way that we can only concentrate once it is a short form content. So I do appreciate your contribution and insight to this topic. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next podcast.
Bye.
bye.
Bye.